Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma, and today, continuing ahead with the House Lord series, I'll be talking about the placement of the third lord of your birth chart. So for this, you need to see your lagna, see the third house from it, and check the ruler of the third house. So whichever sign is falling in the third house, the ruler of that particular sign becomes your third lord. See, the third lord is an important planet in the birth chart because the third house, as such, rules over very many important things like your effort, your initiative, your drive, your desires. Whatever you put in the third house will grow because third house is as such a growth house. It's a upche bhav. The 3, 6, 10, 11. These four houses are the upche bhavas or the growth bhavas. So whatever you start putting in the third house by way of your effort, by way of your initiative, the way you take up responsibilities, how hard you persevere through things. So all these things start growing. So wherever the third lord goes, there's a connection with that particular house and the kind of effort or hard works which you're going to be putting over there. So it basically shows you the sign, the sense of direction or the area in which you're going to put in maximum efforts in life. Third house is also the first in the karma trine. So as we all know, the third, seventh and 11th houses form the karma trine. So karma trine shows our desires, our materialistic desires. And the third house shows the birth of ideas. How do we think? What kind of desires are forming up in our mind? What does our mind finally desire to do? Materially, specifically. Also, the third lord, wherever it goes, it brings some amount of maleficence also along with it. Why? Because the third house is a has tones of maleficence also. It's the eighth house from the eighth house. So as per the concept of bhavat bhavam, it is the higher note of the eighth house. So eighth house we all know is a trik bhava, is a dostana, malefic house. And from there, being the eighth, it shows that the third house has the same tone of maleficence as the eighth house as well. So it is a complex house to be understood. Whatever you put grows. Wherever what kind of efforts you will put in will also be seen. Your desires will also be seen. Your subconscious desires are seen from the third house. Your the difficulties which you face also are seen from the third house. Your communication at large with public, with people at large, is also seen from here. So there are very many things. Each house has hundreds and hundreds of significations. It depends how far we go. So everything obviously cannot be put together in one video or in one session as such, but in this video I'll tell you the major or the general indications which we get when the third lord goes to various houses, right? So wherever it goes, we can understand that the native is going to be putting in the efforts accordingly. So all your efforts, your desires will be linked to that particular house. So check the third lord and see the placement, and I'm referring to your lagna chart, I'm referring to your natal chart, birth chart, right? So I'll begin with the third lord being in the first house. Now, this placement shows somebody who believes in putting in hard work, who puts in a lot of efforts towards growing in his life. So, material desires are very important. This person wants to achieve a lot of material growth by way of self efforts, wants to grow himself, is a self made person, can take up enormous amounts of responsibilities, has a strong connection with his siblings. So, what kind of connection is that will depend on how well placed is the third lord, how well placed, or rather, how good is the third house also in your chart. So, there's a strong connection with your siblings, with your childhood friends, with your neighborhood. You like to travel a lot, or your life situations, life circumstances are such that you ultimately end up traveling, or you end up taking up a lot of responsibility for a lot of people. It could be especially for people younger than you, your siblings. Also, such people like to communicate. It's very important for them to communicate with people. So, they are the ones who will be talkative, they are the ones who will keep communicating their ideas. They could be connected with social media, with the television industry, with the entertainment industry, etc. There could be a connection with the travel industry as well. Right, so here materialistic desires are important for the person, and all this will be achieved with a lot of self effort. So there will be difficulties, but this person will have enough motivation or enough energy to break through the difficulties. So, in a nutshell, if I have to say, then these people know how to keep at doing something. So, how to keep at it, continue doing something they know how to do best. Then there also could be chances that these people are of a restless mind. So, their thoughts are wavering, or they become restless very soon. So, in any situation, the mental turmoil or the mental thoughts, they'll start thinking a lot, they'll start overthinking a lot also, right? Then the third lord in the second house. So what happens when the third lord comes to the second house? This person works for wealth, will put in efforts for wealth accumulation. So financial growth is an important area for this person. In the first house, self growth is important, but in the second house, the efforts, the hard work will be put towards financial growth. A money minded person can be seen from this placement. There also could be a lot of expenditure on younger siblings or on your family as such. So there could be connection with your joint family, responsibility of siblings coming on to you, a lot of expenditure with your siblings. This person will make a lot of journeys for earning money. So could be in a profession where has to travel a lot to earn their livelihood, or is in the fields of communication to earn their livelihood. Also, this could also show that the siblings or your childhood friends, your neighborhood is wealthy. So these people could be wealthy, or these people could be very money minded. So there's a strong connection with money over here. And sometimes when this placement gets under affliction, there could be chances that these very people, the siblings or the childhood friends, can cause loss of money also, because the third lord goes 12th from itself. So expenditure of the third house also, or there could be loss of friendships or loss of a relationship with a sibling because of money matters. Then third lord in the third house. So here again the lord is sitting, the house lord is sitting in its own house, which obviously makes the house stronger. So depending on which planet is involved over here, this house gains a lot of strength. I would always prefer, or rather, if you read the classics always say that a malefic planet in any Upche Bhava is always good. It's good for your growth. It gives you the required vigor, the required energy to grow. So here, if a malefic is involved, it's always better. You have the wherewithal, or you have the grit to go on, to keep on with your hard work. You have a lot of perseverance in you. If a benefic is there, then it'll show growth in a area related to its own significations, right? So whatever you're putting in is growing like that. So here, one, the house becomes strong in itself. So you're very self reliant. You don't want to rely on anybody. You're very self reliant. You know what you have to do. You know what your desires are, and you're continuously at it. This also makes a person very restless, I've seen. So, in a lot of my readings, I've seen that Whenever the third lord is placed within the third house, in its own house, this person is always very restless. Lot of thoughts are always coming in and out. So all of us deal with wandering thoughts, but here the kind of mental activity, can lead to a lot of damage to yourself. Too much of mental activity, too much of overthinking, not being stable in thoughts. Then a lot of journeys can be seen. So this person is always traveling, always away from home. So instability, some amount of instability in your daily living, uncertainty also can be seen from here. This also could show that your younger siblings are in a very strong position, so they are very well placed, either financially or they are very well known. So this shows that the person could also be known through their younger siblings. So, since it's also an Upche Bhava, third house, as I mentioned, is a growth house, is a Upche Bhava. So, here, whatever you put in keeps growing. So, whatever, be very mindful of whatever you're putting in over here. So, if you're trying to build up your skills, they will keep growing slowly and steadily. So, you have to be patient, because when this house is strong, it shows that a lot will come to you, but there'll be difficulties. You have to go through those speed breakers time and again in the journey of life. So be ready for ups and downs, be ready for obstacles coming through, and be at it. um, this could also show somebody who has a lot of self-centered energy, right? So you want to put in your efforts, but everything has to come to you yourself. You want to put everything on yourself. So some amount of self-centeredness can also be seen. So as I said, there's these could be very self-reliant people, also very independent also, but there's a very thin line. This could also show somebody who's very self-centered, always relies on himself and does things for himself or herself only. Yeah. Then third lord in the fourth house. Now third lord coming to the fourth house shows that the desires related to your home, your domestic comforts are being met. The third lord has come to its next house. So depending on the how the planets are degree wise, how are they placed as per the bhavchalit also, one has to see if it's ahead, if it's coming on to the fourth house, there could be um chances that this person is enjoying a lot of domestic efforts, is enjoying the house of his choice, is making efforts towards the house. So these people could be very centered towards the house. They could be doing a lot towards decorating their house, or towards building up their house. There could be a strong connection towards land and property matters. So there may be their profession. If the sixth and the tenth houses are also involved, their profession could also be towards land, property, or vehicles. This also shows the person's mother being very hardworking. So the qualities of the third house coming to the fourth shows that mother is also materialistic. She also has materialistic desires. She's very hardworking also. She also likes to communicate a lot. So your communication is with your mother. You have a strong connection with your mother and you communicate a lot with her, right? This could also show that your siblings, your friends could be, visiting you frequently. Your house is basically packed all the time. So your friends, your neighbors, your house is the hub. So a lot of people come, a lot of activity takes place in your house, in your home. Then third lord in the fifth house. Third lord in the fifth house shows the third lord going to a dharma bhava, going to a trinal house. Third from itself. Third lord coming to the higher note to itself. Again shows a good placement. So whatever you're putting your final, or whatever you want to learn, whatever you are exploring is going on to a higher level. So whatever you have learned, you are able to express it as well. So expression of the third house, right? So here you are driven by your creativity, you are driven by your knowledge, you are driven by your intellect. You like to increase your knowledge base, you like to increase the things you know, you like to explore a lot. So over a period of time your intelligence grows, your knowledge grows. This is again a good placement for higher education also. Fifth house is the house of education. So here a person is able to put in more efforts towards getting educated. Such people could be, could be born artists, could be writers, or people who work with their hands, painters. So very good combination for people who are working with their hands, who are artists as such. Right, so handiwork can be seen even if you're not an artist, even if you're not a very known person in this field. You could be doing minor things with lot of precision. You could be carrying on minor handiwork around the house also with a lot of precision, with a lot of finish. Right, so a good expression with your hands, good expression with your voice also. So entertainment industry, all these things, education industry, it's basically a good placement for any kind of work which you're doing, because you're able to express yourself well, you are able to carry on with your hard work also. This also shows that you put in a lot of hard work towards your children, right? So your children are also hardworking, you are also putting in a lot of hard work for their growth as such, right? So your children also have the similar traits, right? Then third lord in the sixth house. So if third lord goes to the sixth house, it is basically uh, coming into another upche bhava, another growth bhava. So there's a strong connection again between two upche house, two growth houses, the third and the sixth. Third coming to the sixth. So here it shows somebody who's very determined. Sixth house also shows growth, also shows your ability to deal with competition, your ability to tackle the opposition in your life. Sixth house shows the shadripus, anything which is against you. So here a person is able to put in their hard work, put in their grit, put in their ability to fight off any opposition. So it's, and this is especially applicable for people who are dealing with opposition on a daily basis. So people who are dealing with diseases, doctors, people who deal with opposition like lawyers. So you have to deal with an opposition, with an open enemy every day, right? So either you are part of the problem or you're giving a solution to the problem. Either which way, you are dealing with a problem. So problem tackling skills, problem solving skills can be very good in such kind of a native, in such kind of a person. Also, your ability to fight back is good, your ability to deal with competition is good. This is a very good placement for people who are in the sports fields. So every day, to sustain yourself, you have to beat the competition. Third house is your shoulders. Sixth house is again, your daily routine. So every day you carry on with responsibilities on a day to day basis. You have to deal with challenges. And the best part is that you have the required wherewithal to deal with the competition. So very good placement for that. You could be also pretty argumentative in nature. That also depends in what kind of profession you are involved in. So if somebody, somebody who has this placement is working in these fields, is a lawyer, is a sports person, or is a doctor, where a lot of energy is spent in dealing off with problems, in dealing off with issues, then it's good. But if you're someone who is not expending their mental physical energy on a day to day basis, then this can become a very negative trait also. You could seem like a very argumentative person, a person who's just ready to pick up fights. You may have these tendencies. So it becomes a problem area for your domestic harmony, right? Then this could also lead to illnesses. So for this placement, the native should be spending their energy, get tired every day basically. Otherwise, this harms your domestic harmony, this harms your health also. Because with all this energy inside you, where do you go? It either causes harm, or it just doesn't serve any purpose, right? So that was about third lord in the sixth house. One more thing which I would mention is that these people can put in a lot of efforts towards service of others. Sixth house is also the house of service, so a lot of efforts can be put towards serving others. So seva bhav, doing charity, doing healing work is also seen from here with this placement. Then third lord in the seventh house. Third lord in the seventh house shows that it has gone. The third lord has gone to the to another house of Kama, a Kama house. So 3, 7, 11, as I said, is the Kama trine. So here the desires are more. Third lord going to the 7 shows that this person has a lot of materialistic desires. So this could be someone who is directing their efforts towards growing their business, their venture. Could be someone who's in a partnership venture. The spouse could be doing these kind of things, could be in a business, could be in trade and commerce, public dealing at large, dealing with the public on a daily basis. So people who are in the public eye can be seen from here, or they could be inclined towards these things. Such a person draws a lot of energy from other people, or gives a lot of energy to other people. So if you're someone who's a public figure, someone who's in the public eye, likes to do something for the public, likes to do something, and gets likes to get something in return as well, right? So you get name and fame, recognition from the public. So the outer world becomes a source of inspiration, becomes a source of motivation also. So this is also again a very tricky energy to handle as well. So how well you handle your energy, handle this particular energy, again depends on the kind of maturity level you have, right? From here, the third lord also aspects the Lagna directly, whichever planet it may be. From here, sitting in the seventh house, it is going to be aspecting the Lagna. So this is again a very important placement to be seen. As I said, the third lord, wherever it goes, brings in some amount of maleficence also. So this is not a very positive placement for your marriage, right? So some amount of negativity or some amount of obstacles can come either before you get married, so getting married becomes a little tricky, becomes a little difficult, or post marriage you get some difficulties in your relationship. So that again, for that we have to see the whole marriage angle in the chart though, but some amount of difficulties can come between you and your spouse, right? But for some, I have seen this can also give, since you're putting in a lot of efforts in the seventh house, this could also show that after your marriage, after you grow, after you get marriage, you grow materialistically, you grow financially as well. So there's growth seen post marriage, but the relationship can suffer, as I mentioned. Then third lord in the eighth house. Third lord in the eighth house shows a connection between two malefic places. And this energy again has to be utilized well. This shows that somebody is capable of putting efforts in the fields of research, in the fields of occult, oil and gas, mining, whatever is hidden, whatever the eighth house represents, this native is able to put in efforts there. So this could show somebody who's ready to travel, who's ready to, put in a lot of hard work towards research. So something which is difficult to crack, something which is not easy to handle, these people are able to manage that easily. For them, it's not a difficult task. So understanding occult sciences, carrying on with their research, with their PhD, is not difficult for them. But again, on the flip side, the tendencies which come with the third lord is, getting disturbed. So if you're getting mentally disturbed, and then your third lord is in the eighth house, your moon is also afflicted, on the other hand lagna is also afflicted, then this could indicate that this person has a lot of self-harming tendencies, can cause self-harm, has destructive tendencies also, right? So eighth house is the house of transformation, of destruction in a way. So your efforts go in destructing something, a very difficult placement, and this requires a very mature person to handle this placement. Then third lord in the ninth house. So when third lord comes to the ninth house, it makes a connection with the dharma bhava. So here your desires are of higher education, your desires are towards traveling a lot. Third lord coming in the ninth house directly aspects the third house also. It aspects its own house, whichever planet it may be. So here the desire to travel, desire to seek higher knowledge is very high. Desire to seek higher wisdom, to connect with great teachers, to understand the higher philosophy of life, to have a higher order thinking skills is also very important for that person. Then there could be chances of this person traveling a lot, taking up a lot of pilgrimages, visiting holy places. There's a desire to meet a guru, there's a desire to meet a mentor, a guide. And as soon as these people meet a mentor, meet a guide, their efforts start paying off. So the key to your third house is with your guru, is with your teacher. You like to connect with your deity. You want to connect with the higher power above. So ninth house is a spiritual house, shows higher spirituality, right? So this is a good placement to have. Your fortune can favor you, so the more hard work you put in, the luckier you get. This holds true for everybody, but for these people it shows fast results. So you put in hard works, you start reaping the benefits. You put in 50% hard work and 50% luck also comes with you on the lighter side, right? So a good placement to have. There's a lot of communication with your father, with your gurus, with your mentors, and these people should actually seek the support of their father, of their gurus and elders also. So follow the path of dharma. As soon as you deviate from the law of dharma, from the path of dharma, then there are problems, because then your energies get frittered away. So put in your energy, put in your efforts as per the as per the law and order of your system, as per what you are expected to do. Be dutiful, be respectful. Then third lord in the 10th house. This is again a very important placement, because third lord is coming to another Upjaya Bhava. It's a Kendra Bhava also. So here this shows a person who is very self-made. 10th house shows the name, fame, glory which you're going to get. The way you process things, the way you think. It's the second most important house after the Lagna. So what you are, how you are growing in life is seen from the 10th house. So here your efforts are towards your growth. The efforts are towards something larger than you. You have high goals, and you're ready to put in that effort accordingly. So this could show somebody who has a lot of courage, who's very self motivated, who's very interested in their career, and someone who's able to influence a lot of people. So a lot of masses can also be influenced. These people usually get self-reliant very early, at a very early age. So you'll find them getting employment by 21, 22. They start earning well. That will again depend on other factors also. It depends on other placements as well, but they'll endeavor to earn well and start early. So they are in a hurry to progress in life. Also shows a person who takes a lot of initiative in whichever field they are in, and somebody who has a lot of leading qualities, leadership qualities. Then third lord in the 11th house. Third lord in the 11th house again shows that the third lord has gone to the karma trine. 11th house is part of the karma trine. 11th house is also the house of fulfillment, house of growth. So here you are very desirous by nature, right? So you are desires are born in the third house and they are getting fructified in the 11th. So your desires get met, your desires get fulfilled. There's also a very strong connection when it comes to siblings. So for such a person, their siblings are very important, and they know that whatever they are going to put in, whatever efforts they are going to put in, they are going to get rewarded. So they understand this early on, because this starts playing on very early in their life. So the efforts need to be channelized well. Whatever you ask for, if the 10th house is also supporting you, there has to be a study of the other factors also. So I'm saying here that the initiative, the efforts which you're going to be putting in whichever direction, so it could be your materialistic desire, it could be your spiritualistic desire, it could be desires of any kind, they can get fulfilled. But learn to put your efforts properly. So what you put in is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. These people have a very strong connection with their social circle. So they want to communicate a lot. You'll generally find them in the center of the most active group in a social gathering. So a lot of communication, a lot of chitter chatter, a lot of time is being spent in the social circles. Then third lord in the 12th house. So here third lord goes to another malefic house, 12th house. 12th house is a trik bhava, dustana. So one has to be careful about how they are spending their time, their money, their energy. Because if you don't put it in the right direction, it can go into waste. 12th house shows expenditures of either kinds. Either you are wasting away things, right, or you are investing things for your future growth, or you are putting things towards your future growth. So it shows expense of two kinds, either expense of a good kind or expense which is very wasteful. 12th house is the open house, open sky, open ocean. So you need to be putting in your energy, your effort, your motivation at the right place. Don't waste your energy, that is very important. And such people usually have a tendency of wasting their efforts, wasting their times on things which don't serve them well. So the best part to tackle this energy is to do some seva, spend time alone, spend time in nature. Do not keep so much with you ready at hand so that you can waste. So for example, do not keep so much liquid cash with you that You get to spend it at any opportunity which you get some professional help in managing your money, get some professional mentoring done, ask somebody to help you out. There could also be a chance of spending a lot on your younger siblings. So you spend a lot of your time, energy, effort towards your younger siblings and you don't get anything in return. So, in a nutshell, with this energy of the third lord in the 12th house, one has to be very careful about how they are going about their things, how they are going about their time, energy, effort. And are you taking the right responsibilities or not? Are you taking up something which will not help you at all, which is going to be more of a burden than a responsibility? Right? So, a lot of thought, a lot of contemplation is required with this placement. So that was all about the placement of the third lord in the various houses of your natal chart. Of course, all the points cannot be covered in one video as I mentioned, but I'll keep coming back with this house lord series and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.